Welcome back, family. Welcome back to What's the Juice at the Juicy T 1111 Energy. Thank you so much for just being there and sticking in there with me. It's been a time. I am being moved and called to just speak to you from the heart, okay? The divine creator of all living things, my angels, ancestors, spiritual team, my protection, everything has just been called upon, okay? I feel like many of you are calling upon yours as well because you know chosen ones. I promise you, and I mean for real chosen ones. Okay, there is this light and dark. There are these principalities. There's the bureaucracy, right? There's a lot going on. You got a lot of people out here right now that, all they know is that their lives are falling apart. Never once did they consider yours, okay, family? Never once did they consider yours, okay? I feel like right now, if you are resonating with this message, masculine, feminine energy alike, it doesn't matter. I feel like right now you are going through something that requires you to tap into the darker realm so that you can see what you need to see. Because these are the people who are very upset with you being chosen first off by the Most High God, the divine creator of all living things, okay? Because these are also people that feel like, they could be better than you, okay? They feel like, maybe you had it better than them. You didn't have to sacrifice the way they did. And this could be true, especially if they're not from your country. If you're from the US, other countries may not have had, but these are people that look down on that, okay? Only take what resonates, but they look down on that. Then it's you. It always boils back down to that one thing because family, no matter what, you have put in all of this. You have bit your tongue. You have been quiet. You have stayed humble during times where others would have exploded. During times where you already knew that you were cornered, and this is what they had wanted. You still tried to live through the energies of not worrying and leaving it all up to the divine. And you've always been a grateful energy. And see, these are the people I'm going to tell you right now. See, there's a lot of folks' family, they was born into power and wealth. How dare you try to come and take that from them? You're not taking anything. This is the time. This is the times. These times are shifting. You're not taking anything from any one family. As a matter of fact, you are giving back in more ways than one. The power has always been lopsided. People have always struggled. There was never going to be a let up game for that. Now that the coin has flipped, there's a lot of people upset and they're angry. But here's the question. I keep hearing, for these decades that they have reigned, do they not have enough? When is enough enough? These are energies that would never even be able to fathom when enough is enough because they are driven by greed. When people are driven by greed, things always go wrong. Listen, message. Most people, I'm going to tell you, family, most people don't realize that if they just sit there and do the work diligently, you see, the divine always going to come through. The divine is always going to come through. Seriously. And I mean diligently. See, a lot of y'all, you've been working diligent. What's that? The nice guy always finishes last type energy. How many of y'all been the nice guy? Boy, y'all been the nice guy. I know I have. Okay. I say that a lot too because I already know. You nice guys finish last. You the one at work, you doing everything. And it's not that you trying to show anybody up. That's you just how you work. Some of y'all just work like that, right? Some of y'all love like that. I hear some of y'all love hard. You know what I mean? And with that type of energy, family, when you're dealing with that type of energy, it gets a lot of people upset. Because, they feel like had they been the chosen one, right? But that's why they not, because it's something that they showed or something that they held within. You feel what I'm saying? It was something that the divine saw. Because see, in order to be a chosen one, you don't have no ill will or ill intent on anybody. But then you also are not somebody that just stands around. See, there are a lot of people that they are impacted by social, what is that? Social life, being socially status quo energy. Then you have those who have their family names, and then you have those who, feel like, just all these levels of this type of respect or prestige, right? But then you have to look at it from a different perspective. Are they really being kind to everything? No. You got people in their own family, like, this is a sickening thing, but it's in every culture and it's in everywhere. The complexions of skins, that's crazy to me. Then I also see the differences in all the, different cultures. Like, okay, for the Eastern culture, what is it? Japan, Chinese, Korean, Philippine, Japanese, or I said all that, right? They all got this, right? It's crazy to me. It's crazy to me, right? We all supposed to have this one unit love, but it hasn't been that way because people have been also struck by jealousy. See, they'll come somewhere and they'll see something. They'll be like, oh my God, you've been living like this. And you're looking at them like, shit, what you thought? No, it's just things got built and evolved to this. But have you always lived like that? No. And I'm not talking about demographics either. I mean, shit, the struggle is real across the board. Doesn't matter who you are. The struggle is real. Okay, facts. It doesn't even matter about who you are. I feel like the divine, everybody, y'all, when I tell you people been on my helmet and been giving me all kinds of ill intent gestures, and I mean the bad kind, okay? And I've been like, damn, you know what I'm saying? And they've been so upset and and I'm like, wait a minute. Ooh, my bad, fam. I'm like, wait a minute. When have you ever considered the things that you have done just to gain that power? You see, a lot of people, family, do some crazy shit to gain power. No one wants to deal with that type of energy anymore. How are you going to change your world, your environment, if you got to deal with that kind of energy? Look, my baba's like, hey, you see, family, that's what I was talking about. It's like, so many people, right? They don't ever think about what they do. It's always about what you did. What you did. Well, hold up. How does that really work? You move with righteousness, others move a different kind of way. But then when that reflection and that counter reaction and all kind of weird stuff jumps off, right? Everything comes into balance. It's offensive. It's offensive. And you're like, well, how could that be? See, a lot of people are not chosen for a reason. They do not hold what you hold, family. You hold a righteous heart. I'm just going to tell you, you do. You hold a righteous heart. You think highly of not just yourself, but others. And then if you can't, you don't be bothered. You're not dealing. You don't mess with nobody. You stay to yourself. But then you also have people and energies that were around you. They were purposely positioned in your energy field real close. That neighborly love type shit, right? All up in your energy field, right? And you're like, is it really neighborly love? I don't think so. Situations, circumstances, people, places, things. The energy is real. They send you subliminal messages. You're like, oh my God. Then people give you these looks and you're like, oh my God. And you can read every last fucking energy that is going and flowing. I feel like a lot of you, when I say being in the dark side, I don't mean you are very aware, alert, attentive. You understand, you understand a lot of things, right? But then you also know that You want the best outcome possible for everyone, okay, in any situation, until they don't want it at 10:10. When I say it, they don't want it that way. Okay, 11, and you're like, well, okay. Some of you are at your wits' end with dealing with energies that are upset with you for who you have grown into becoming. You have grown into your highest self. You have grown into a life that is worth living, just because you've always been 10 toes down solid. You ain't never played no games with nobody, and can't nobody ever say you have. But the ones that were after you, the ones that you were dealing with, the ones that are constantly always in your energy field, family, and I mean in the worst kind of way, these are the people that despised you, resented you, and did not like you, flat out hated you. And it was only because of one thing: you stand loyal and integral. You are not someone who sways either way, and you speak your truth, and that's a problem. Because you seeing and you knowing that is a problem for these people at 11:33. And it's like, well, if the shoe was on the other foot, these powerful people, these people with this money, do you think they wouldn't try to do the same thing? Right? That's why they only take care of whoever it is they want to take care of. The politicians, the Democrats, the left, the right, the up, the down, the round, the round. You know what I mean? I feel like you have been through so much. I feel like I'm speaking to energies that, like, some of y'all grew up at an early age. Some of y'all are like up there in age, are wisdom, wise age. Some of y'all are just like, going through it. You could just feel the motions and it doesn't mean it's just like, whoa, this is intense. Man, look, the earth is feeling it, okay? I feel like, family, spirit team, the Most High, the divine, wanted me to let you know, look, you've been through some shit, okay? And a lot of people would never even imagine what you've been through, because you've been through it, feeling it, living it, and you already know what time it was and is. You don't take nothing for granted. Yeah, y'all see, you don't take nothing for granted. And because you don't take nothing for granted, family, I just, there was people walking around, I'm listening. You know why? Because you already know how hard you had to work for any and everything you have ever had. And a lot of it was at the games of other people. It was like people was putting you right smack dab in the middle of their bullshit, keeping tabs on you, knowing your every move. I've often said that Truman Show energy. You know what I'm saying? For real. Like, your life could be a movie. That's how much you've been through. Your life could be a flat out movie. Because the way that these people have done behind the things that, man, folks is off their rocker. Folks is off their rocker, family. And I feel like for those of y'all, I'm feeling like somebody here, you up in age, then I feel like some of y'all are young too. You going through something too young. About 35, 25 energy here, 27 energy here. Kim, Tammy, Cam, I don't know. But yeah, a lot of shit. Whew. Okay. So family, I just want to let you know the divine is saying you chosen for a reason. It ain't got nothing to do with nothing else. And when I say you chosen for a reason, I mean like you chosen for a reason to be a part of this revolution when it comes to this movement towards moving towards a better way of life. You cannot continue to deal with the same things you've been dealing with because it's unfair, it's unbalanced, and it's unjust. Period. So when you come forward and you speak your truth pertaining to what's going on and others are upset about that, listen, I will say this much, and I want you to either resonate with it or not. You will be here until you are called by the Most High God. Ashe. Okay, so y'all, thank you for tapping in. Yeah, we're gonna have a different thing, but I like it too. You know, it allows me to go on and boom, get it out there to y'all. Sometimes we might not. I might get a different scene here and there, you know, but whatever the case may be, I love you and the divine loves you. Thank you for being here. All right, and until next time, Ashe.